So have you ever seen people that just always seem to bump into things, or they're very clumsy, or they always drop things? What is that? Believe it or not, it's a neurodivergent condition, and it is dyspraxia. So dyspraxia is defined as a neurological disorder. Again, keep in mind we're talking about disorders and neurological expressions and whatnot as defined by clinicians. So just keep in mind with that. But it is defined as a neurological disorder that impacts planning and coordination of fine and gross motor skills. They impact memory, judgment, perception, information processing, and other cognitive abilities, with the most common expression as being clumsy. Right. Dyspraxia really often coexists with other conditions. You'll see it with dyslexia, autism, ADHD, so on and so forth. And it often impacts the person's ability to participate in sports, particularly team sports. And so there's a social weight to that. If someone's dyspraxic and they're very clumsy and they're not very good at sports, then that, in a lot of schools, at least me growing up, that really impacted how well or when you could or what you could do when you're there with your friends and stuff, because everybody generally wanted to be sporty. So that can be really tough for folks who are dyspraxic. Often following a long series of directions is really overwhelming, and it requires more time and effort to work through a process. So now, there are benefits to being dyspraxic, believe it or not. They're generally highly determined and motivated to complete tasks because they have to do it, and they have excellent long-term memory. They have a good developed sense of resilience because of the social anxiety and social experiences that they've had. They have a highly developed sense of humor because when you're clumsy, you got to laugh it off, right? Because you can't just be angry all the time. You learn to just laugh things off. It's okay. The world doesn't end because you tripped over something, or the world doesn't end because you dropped a glass. And sure, it broke. You clean it up, right? It's fine. The world keeps spinning. They have increased empathy, and you'll find a lot of folks who are neurodivergent have increased empathy. They really, really feel for other people, and they want to make sure that they do well. And they are excellent at strategic thinking, because you see, when you've got a long series of directions and you're getting overwhelmed, you've got to stop. You got to think, how am I going to process this? How is this going to happen? And then they start breaking things down into smaller chunks, and then you start moving things through in smaller chunks. So strategically, they know this is going to work. What's the minimum that I need to do in order to make this happen? What is the most effective way to do that? And then how do I meet my goals? All taken care of through dyspraxic thinking. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them down in the comments. I would love to read them, and I'd love to read anyone's experience with dyspraxia. If you like what you're seeing, go ahead and hit like and subscribe, and enjoy your learning journey.